all right, Billy?
Yeah, not bad, Gareth. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Just stretching the old boys.
Stretches in. How your legs feeling today?
Yeah, not too bad. To be honest, I'm ready for some big jumps down the hurdle range,
Well,
mate.
it's the first time for bloody everything, then, isn't there, Gareth?
Sorry, I think I might have misheard you, but I think you might have
I said it's the first time for everything, isn't there, Gareth?
Okay, I think I've definitely got something in my ear, because it just sounded like you were trash-talking my hurdle skills.
I think you're a bad hurdler.
You think I'm a bad hurdler?
I think you are a bad hurdler.
That's strange, because I don't think you can get much worse than you, mate, at hurdling.
Have you seen me jump over those hurdles?
I have seen you
like
fall over those hurdles.
A springbok.
No,
when was the last time I fell over on a hurdle?
Every single time you ever try to jump over. Have you even jumped over a hurdle yet?
I think I've jumped over every hurdle in my life.
I don't think you've jumped over any hurdles in your life.
At least I can do a quick start.
You wouldn't know a hurdle if it hit you in the face, and it hits you in the face all the time because you're always tripping over hurdles.
Hey! Look! My hurdle jumping is better than yours at the end of the day.
Well, at the end of what day? At the end of opposite day. At the end of opposite day.
You always pull the opposite day.
Okay, you know what?
Gareth,
let's have a race.
You want to hurdle?
Yeah, you want to race? You want to see who's the best at hurdling? Look, Billy, mate, Billy can't hurdle Samson. Billy can't hurdle Samson. Your blood has.
You bleed on the hurdle.
All of your family can't hurdle. The Samsons don't know how to hurdle.
Don't bring Dad into this.
Okay, yeah, no, sorry, yeah.
But you and your smelly feet.
Okay, all right.
You sometimes
less
win
talking, more jumping. Less talking.
You smell, Gareth. You're a smelly boy. You can't do the hurdles.
Let's start jumping. Okay.
Yeah. Fine. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Do you want to do the count, or should I do the count?
Let's get Dave to do the count.
All right, guys. What's going on? What's all this? Do you want to do the count? Count you in?
Count us in, Dave.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Are we saying anything before? I forgot if we do that. Do we say grace or?
Say grace. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, God,
thank you, Father, for the hurdles.
Receive.
All right, okay, that's grace done. Okay, 3. Oh no, we don't do that.
No,
ready?
Yeah.
Steady.
On your marks.
Oh no, on your marks.
Can we get someone else in other than Dave?
Okay, all right. What's going on, guys? Oh, Dave, come on, Dave. We've talked about this. You've done this so many. Sorry, just get out of here, Dave. Sorry. Okay, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready,
Is this another hurdle? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Another hurdle race. One of the classics.
On your marks, get set, action! Yes! I won again! What?
What do you mean?
I won.
I'll cross the finish line first.
I crossed the finish line way before you.
The definition of winning a hurdle game was crossing the finish line first.
I think you're right, and that's why I've just won the hurdle game.
I think you'll find my foot cross the line before yours.
Mate, you can't jump over anything. How can you even be?
I jumped over all those hurdles.
You couldn't jump over a millimetre of water.
You couldn't jump over a very low-strung rope.
You couldn't jump over a very, very small divot in the pavement.
You know those rivers that are really narrow? You couldn't jump over one of them if you saw one. You know protons, the smallest particle in the universe. Yeah.
If one was on the floor, like it always is, and you try to jump over it, you'd trip and fall over a proton.
Hey, you know Danny DeVito?
Yes.
Yeah, if he was cut in half...
Yeah,
top side. Top side, so we've got his torso. Put him on the ground. And then even if he bowed his head a bit, you'd still kick him in the face because you can't jump over anything.
Well, you couldn't jump over a hair follicle.
Wow. You, my friend, couldn't even jump for your love.
Welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, not you, Tom.
We're online.
Don't mess. This is the first thing we've said.
He walks in and it's already gone to pot.
Tom, this is meant to be the clean opening.
Oh man, I ruined it.
Let's start it again. Welcome back to the show. Okay, Drew, take it away with some excellent radio, please.
We've got our first message in.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Pol Pot, and every Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. I listen to Daniel and Nathaniel go to Disneyland.
Yeah, is that Pol Pot, the Cambodian dictator, or the Britain's Got Talent winner?
Fascinating.
Or X Factor? Was it X Factor first one?
I think.
Or Britain's Got Talent. Britain's Got Talent. Let's turn up his mic. Let's get him involved.
Yeah, it's in. Pol Pot is unfortunately
Used to work for Carphone Warehouse.
Yeah.
and now look at him. Now look at him.
Now, yeah, exactly. So do we know it? Can you message him which one?
It's the Cambodian dictator.
Oh, it's Cambodian dictator. Yeah,
not Pol Pot.
Maybe not Cambodia. So that if someone
it's Cambodia, yeah.
Are you sure it's Cambodia?
Yeah.
It's not Burmese.
No, it's Cambodia.
Cool.
Good to establish that.
Good, right, cool.
But sadly, Pol Pot, although you're trying to do your best for the show, get some new listeners with your endorsement, we're no longer Daniel and Nathaniel Go to Disneyland.
Not anymore. We decided to change our name again
to reflect our new wholesome.
We're wholesome fellas.
We're wholesome fellas. We're doing a new show. We're taking out the smut.
Yeah.
Taking out the naughty stuff.
Because we've learned from mistakes. We used to be young, foolish, bad boys who thought it was cool.
Now we're wise, mature adults who understand that conversation is more important than being shocking.
Tom is eating some fabulous tea. Is that Tim Tikka chicken? Mm-hmm. See, look, he's eating it with his hands because he's a cultured man.
Usually, he'd be eating cheese strings.
Out of his arse.
Out of his... Oh, no.
You gotta ruin it.
Why?
Because it's a funny image, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a funny image. Yeah, but that's not reflected in the
but it's really funny, though.
Yeah. I mean, do you peel them in there? Or is he just is he storing sticks in there?
They're stored up there.
Are you allowed to describe graphic images as long as you don't use a naughty word?
Maybe.
I think you have to understand where the line
let's follow the wholesome trend we're on. Ignore Tom.
Ignore Tom
taking cheese strings out of his arse.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. Okay, but try it.
It's like a dispenser if you won't.
Yeah.
If you were okay. Cool.
Yeah. But now, can other people go and purchase cheese strings from Tom's bum? Or
if he chooses to monetize that's up to him.
They're not sellable. They're not sellable. If I'm feeling generous, it might be a birthday gift once in a while.
You look like you need a cheese string, sir. And then trousers down, arse out. Just take your pick. Because
also, when someone says that to you, you'll be like, I can do it with a cheese string. When he takes it from out his arsehole, that's when you're
surprised.
That's when you're like, actually, maybe I don't want a cheese string, you know? But then you can get really offended. It's rude to ask for something. Accept something and then, just come out of my arse?
Yeah, it'd be like, is there a problem with it being in my arse? Is that not okay? In what other context would you not accept a cheese string?
Out of your urethra.
just he's the biggest piece of chicken.
Honest, I think I'd probably take it just out of marvel of how they got it in there in the first place. Cheese strings aren't a thin
we're on
thing.
shaky because like we like to play around, but if the powers that be deem this too smutty, we're banned forever from the show. So no, what we were talking about, our new show name is
oh god,
Gary and Stephen.
No, Gary and Stephen, was it?
Gary and Stephen.
No, it was the wholesome.
Yeah, Gary and Stephen, the wholesome boys.
Yeah.
The wholesome boys.
Gary and Stephen, the wholesome boys.
Yeah, so we've gone from Gary and Stephen, the wholesome boys, formerly known as Daniel and Nathaniel Go to Disneyland, formerly known as the Gordon Kerwin Show, formerly known as In Conversation with Gordon Kerwin.
Yeah,
it's been a lovely transition. We're evolving.
And we've landed. I'm happy with the wholesome boys.
I'm happy with the wholesome boys. We had fun being Daniel and Nathaniel Go to Disneyland. Certainly the zaniest we'd ever been. Yeah. We tried out the most stuff, but also the smuttiest, and I don't regret it. No. But I don't want to. Do it.
But that's
again.
Behind us.
That's a learning experience.
Now it's.
We've been to Disneyland.
Is it Gary and
Stephen?
Gary and Stephen.
They sound like wholesome.
Yeah, they sound like wholesome boys.
Yeah. My dad's called Stephen.
Is he a wholesome man?
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Who
are you to say?
It's the final third of the show is for daddy issues. We leave it there. Let's stop. Stop trying to crowbar the latest stuff in. No, we're not talking about your dad now, Tom. Okay. Just eat your chicken and shut up. All right, let's get topical.
Good chicken.
Go on, continue.
This is not radio. You don't. This is not a banter show. This is a topical news show.
Oh, sorry.
And mainly weather.
Mainly weather. Yeah, I like that. That could be Gary and Stephen's wholesome hour of weather. It's sunny outside, and
then also like live reaction to the shipping forecast.
Oh,
yeah. So do you know about the shipping forecast?
No,
you don't know what the shipping forecast. You know what the shipping forecast is. You're a cultured man.
The forecast for shipping.
Well, it's important because so much of the world's trade relies on ships. You know.
Really
that's the quote I want from this show. It's like, so much of the world's trade relies on ships. Let's give it. Can we get a round of applause for ships?
Yeah, let's get a round of applause for ships. Yeah. Because sometimes they go unnoticed.
They do. It's always like planes.
They're in the air. Look at me, I'm
trains.
And in the air. No. Let's hear it out for the sea. The sea. The merchants. You know what? Just anyone out on the sea doing their thing.
Everyone.
Fishermen.
The seamen. The men on the sea.
The men on the sea doing the sea thing. Nautical naughty.
Yeah, okay, right. We've been sidetracked for about 15 minutes. Let's get into some actual juicy stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, he's down. He's
finished his chicken. He's ready for some more juice.
The strikes.
This
is what everyone's talking about. If you're listening...
the university strikes.
The university strikes, exactly.
Not me on a bowling lane.
Oh, nice!
I was thinking because
me and Andrew have been bowling a lot recently.
Really?
We've been pretty much tearing it up on the court. Even though I had a rusty session last time.
And we do call it the court as well. Bowling.
Do you want to toss some balls on the court?
Head on the court today. Kind of roll a couple of, what do they call them? Roll a couple of stones. Yeah.
Are they called stones?
Yeah.
Are they? I thought they were called bulls.
It's not a bowling stone.
Proper bowling kind of.
Wait, is that colloquial or official stones? Is it like cool official slang?
I think maybe
what aficionados use.
Yeah.
Right?
Should we just
stones?
You want to roll some stones, bro?
Some rocks. I don't know. Maybe stones.
They're heavy.
I might be in the wrong sport here.
Yeah. Okay, we keep getting to the big topic that I want to talk about is strikes.
Yeah.
If you're listening, because we have a couple of listeners in the Faroe Islands. We've had them. You can track where the listeners are. So obviously this is quite university based. Right now, because of pensions and not good pay, the teachers said we're not going to help at all. We're not going to, and so there's no lectures, no nothing.
Yeah.
And it's created this weird vibe for the last couple of weeks of our academic careers, ours, because you're still doing another year, where we have no structure. And like, in a way...
lectures, man.
Yeah, do you still have lectures?
Yeah,
I have nothing. And they're also not emailing because that's against the strikes. They're not like telling us what to do. We can have to work it out. And I was reading something on the strikes. They're saying like, by doing work, you were going against the strike. And I'm like, I'm down with that. But if I don't do work and then just fail... I'm not sure if I've proved... Have I proved anything to anyone?
There's been some rumours that I think these are just rumours, but someone got told that lecturers might be putting in weeks that they haven't covered because of the strikes in the exams in order to make pupils do worse. So the strike is more effective.
I guess because if you think about the logic of any strike, it's about disruption.
Yeah, and disruption is us in this stage.
Yeah, we're the ones
not doing as well as
because I keep speaking to my lecturers and they're like, "Oh, I don't really know what you want me to do. Like, I'm trying to ruin your life. That's kind of the point. Yeah. So stop your complaining."
Well, yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. Not all of my lecturers are striking.
Really,
I think 2 are out of 4.
Obviously not as Marxist as my department.
No, he's not. He's very measured man. Did a bit of an email round, talked to the students about it, see what we thought. And I think most people it's a bit of an issue that, as if we're doing dissertations as well, you need your dissertation supervisor about. Sure. Otherwise, you're left in the ocean alone without a merchant ship to pick you up.
No. Disruption, man. It's about disrupting your life.
It's about disruption. We disrupt.
But I realise I can't trust myself at all to do anything.
Self-do anything.
Self-do anything, yeah.
My self-do anythingness is kaput.
Very low.
It's very low.
Something I've often said.
Yeah. Well, do you think we've covered the strikes? Because I thought that was like that's what everyone's talking
meaty
about.
Stuff. Yeah, but what, do you support them?
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah,
big fan.
Okay.
Yeah, well, because I can't always trust.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think what they're doing is good.
Yeah,
but it hasn't affected me. Everyone that's teaching me is still teaching, so it just feels weird. It just feels like it's not proper for me. But I think for you guys.
Yeah, it's completely, it's messed up, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, as you say, it's weird having our last academic period fizzle out with it.
Yeah, it's really fizzled out, yeah.
It's like, what were the first 2 years for if they're just going to make you fail the last one?
Exactly.
Oh, man.
You know?
Tom.
Did you think of that?
I think we should leave it on that.
Yeah,
Did you
right.
think of
Do you
that?
want to go to a song, Drew?
Yeah, I think we should. Gone.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm midway through a mini egg.
Yeah.
Because Tom was unprepared.
Tom's come in with chicken, mini eggs.
Yeah. He loves, well, I was going to say something that linked the two of them, but what links the two of them is chickens. I already said chicken. So he loves chickens.
He just loves chickens, and what comes out of chickens?
Yeah.
There we go. That's what I was thinking of. I'll still get some chocolate out of my mouth.
Is that a crime?
No, Tom.
Okay.
You do you.
You lead into something. I'm trying to clear some chocolate out of my mouth.
Yeah. What we're doing? Right.
Yeah.
Rant time.
Let's get the weekly gripe. Are you excited, Tom?
Gripe. Yeah.
Very.
Tom, so let's talk about Tom's feelings about before the gripe. You've heard quite a few gripes. How are you feeling about before this one? Are you excited?
I'm feeling a little bit cautious.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm also excited for what could come.
Yeah. What do you think of Andrew's griping in general?
entertaining on the whole. Sometimes it's a bit by the book, like I've seen that gripe before. but I'm always up for it.
I'm classically trained in it, so it's hard to break out those tropes.
I can see.
Yeah, it comes from a very conservative background of gripers.
Difficult.
No wonder. Anyway,
we'll catch up with feelings after, right? The student union of Warwick University.
Nothing wrong there at first. I can't see anything wrong.
Oh, that seems a nice sunny picture.
The student union. Go on, destroy that image for us.
What's going to happen next?
Liberal wish-wash.
Liberal wish-wash. Oh.
Liberal wish-wash.
Oh.
Liberal wish-wash. What has been an issue in news recently, Horatio?
Yeah. Is the performative wokeness.
Sure.
Yeah.
Performative wokeness. Not necessarily in that term, but it's been around, floated about in that kind of
What were you looking for? I didn't really know.
I don't know. You know what gripe I'm doing. I thought we were going to go straight in, but that's cool.
Wait, do you want to do my Trudeau thing?
No,
go on. You go.
I don't always want you to do your Trudeau.
No, go on. You start.
Performative wokeness.
Yeah, sure.
We'll run with that.
But explain what it is.
Specifically, kind of appearing as having the appearance of being woke. Yeah. If we need to, I think we all kind of know what general woke is. Being excessively liberal, excessively accepting of everyone's different ideas on things, but not really having any substance behind it. Yeah. So essentially for a show. Yeah. Right. So an issue within that: toilets.
Sure.
Yeah. We all wee. Sure. Yeah. But where do we wee?
It's very politicized where we wee.
Yeah, it's very
political terrain, a very complex one.
Within that issue, we have the issue of gender.
Sure.
Okay.
Huge.
The issue of all gender toilets or gender neutral toilets and specific gender toilets. It's been a thing. A strong argument coming out that we should have all gender toilets and all these things. Exactly. Yeah. So, Warwick Student Union thinks, hello. I smell a prize. I smell a way to up our stock a bit without actually doing bloody anything. So now what they've done is they've created all gender restrooms around campus, right? Instead of they haven't created them. They haven't created them. It's a flip back. It's a flip back.
Okay.
They have not created them. What they've done is on every disabled toilet, they've put all gender restroom.
Okay.
Which a disabled toilet is an all-gender restroom, and has been an all-gender restroom since its inception.
Yeah. Performative wokeness debunked.
Unbelievable. And not even that, they don't just go all-gender restroom. They go all-gender restroom. And then under, in slightly smaller print, they go, anyone who identifies as any gender is welcome to use this restroom.
Even though they could do that before. There's nothing stopping them before.
There's nothing stopping them before whatsoever.
But now they get to go like, whoa, we care about everyone. We live. The worst
it's a cheap point, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And the worst thing about performative wokeness is that you kind of agree with a lot of what they're saying. So you don't hate them in the way you'd hate far right people where you disagree with them on a fundamental level. You hate them because of the self-congratulatory, like the smugness, the superiority when there's not there.
Because they're so, I'm sure they're so happy with themselves.
Like,
in here, we're in the SU now, I can hear them cackling down the corridor. Haven't we juked the pupils of University of Warwick, thinking that we've done something, and we haven't. They haven't. They've done nothing.
Snow.
It's snowing outside.
It's been snowing a lot. That's what you're going to hear about.
Take a look out the window. Get out the house once. Stop listening to this show on repeat.
Put some new trousers on.
Yeah, you really need to change your trousers.
You need to. Smelly.
They smell.
Stink.
There's stains.
Stink. There's stains on them. Is that mustard? I don't know.
I don't know, but it looks like
it. It could be something else, and I don't even want to go down that road. Snow. You got any snow stories? Or any
snow? I don't have.
No. You retired from comedy.
That's true. Nothing that comes to mind, snow story-wise.
Do you have a strong opinion on snow?
Do
you have a quirky angle?
No, it's very by the book. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, the magic mystique.
Yeah, I like it. I enjoy it.
Sure.
I guess the only thing I've really had with snow is I once got frost nip, which is not frostbite. It's like a lesser thing. Caught in a blizzard when I was skiing when I was 9. Yeah. Didn't have a snood. And then the ice was properly going and I couldn't feel my hand. But it wasn't frostbite. It was frost nip.
Lesson: always wear a snood. I think in any kind of weather, snood is permissible and advisable.
Just anywhere where you have a risk of anything possibly happening to you, a snood's good to have.
Always good to have, and
you get attacked by a swarm of locusts.
Yeah.
And you're also at a strong risk of looking really cool.
The old switcheroo now.
Hello. A lot of great snoods out there. A lot of great snoods.
Let's lead to someone who actually has a proper angle.
I have a snow story.
You have a snow story?
Although I
was going to ask.
Essentially, it's not about... the setting is within snow.
Sure.
Okay, but it's not about the snow itself.
It's topical. It's topical.
I'm skiing, going up a chairlift. We know what a chairlift, it's one of those the high things. Fairly going low to high, and altitude climbing. Sure, I'm on there with my dad, and again, sorry,
it always comes back to Billy Boy the Kerwin. What's he done this time? What mess do we have to clean up to done today's show?
He saved my life. Oh, didn't see that one, did you, boys?
No,
Look at you, dumbfounded.
Yeah.
But that's not all bad.
Okay.
It's not. Get on the chairlift. We go up. Altitude climbing. The distance between the chairlift and the ground is increasing.
Yeah.
Turns out I haven't really put my skis in properly on the chairlift.
Wait, did you just not realise?
I was quite young.
Yeah, but that's Bill's responsibility.
Correct.
So why didn't you just...
Because there were four of us on the chairlift.
We're talking like 9 years old?
Well, yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, let's say 9.
Yep. So one of my skis hadn't quite gone properly in the hole as where you meant to put it. It was kind of underneath.
Yeah.
And then it was a bit of a bouncy chairlift.
Yeah.
And at one point, just slipped.
Just completely.
Honestly, just went through the like the barriers and stuff. Skis. My dad had to catch me.
Oh wow!
And was literally holding onto my arms as I was dangling. No way! By this chair. Because people often, when I tell the story, say how big was the fall going to be?
Yeah.
I could have died. I think.
Do you think?
I think it was pretty. It was pretty high.
Oh my god!
And we were fairly far down the chairlift, and The guy who was doing operating the chairlift, who was the power to stop it, basically. Steve, you know.
Yeah.
Every chairlift there's a Steve. Or it's not a good chairlift.
It's not a good chairlift.
But my dad was shouting back to him
Sexist,
yeah. How do you know Steve doesn't identify as a woman, Tom? All gender restrooms, all gender chairs.
It's a name that's typically associated with the male gender.
Let's get a woke off.
Yes. You will lose. Sorry, carry on. So Steve's operating.
Steve's operating.
Steve, I lost my temper. That rarely happens. That rarely happens. But you just don't challenge me on the woke thing, Andrew.
He's red.
Yeah.
I'm still naked from last show.
It
just puts some clothes on, man.
Yes.
And so Bill's shouting back at Steve, saying, "Stop the chairlift! Stop the chairlift! There's been an emergency.
Yeah.
An emergency is occurring. You need to stop the chairlift."
I love it if he said it like that when it's
stop
the chairlift. There's been an emergency. My son might die.
That's how I would do it. Could you? Thanks.
And because he did say it like that, Steve didn't really understand what was happening.
Yeah.
And
what's that, Bill?
What was that? And it took a good, I'd say 30 seconds for the chairlift to stop. Mm-hmm. Me dangling in midair, just above my death, potentially. Eventually it was stopped and I was pulled up and everything was fine because I'm here today without any serious mental scars or physical ailments. But that's my soul story, really, you know?
Yeah, I like to imagine Drew just hanging there. What was your exclamation? Because it's interesting knowing what is your exclamation when you might die. Like, what is the uncontrolled reaction? So, Dad!
I'm slipping. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and stop the chairlift, Steve.
Yeah, stop the chairlift, Steve! Steve, stop the bloody chairlift!
Were you scared, or did you I get the impression that you didn't realise what was going on?
He's 9 years. He's 9 years old. He's not a vegetable.
Yeah, I got the vegetable image. I don't know why. Okay.
No, I was.
You
terrified,
were really
terrified.
okay. I see.
Yeah. Well, because you don't really realise what's going on in the moment that you slip.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you're dangling above a ravine and your father's holding on to you,
a ravine.
Dear life.
Come on.
Yeah, come on.
It wasn't a ravine. It was like 4 meters below, and there was like 2 meters of snow to catch us all.
I could have died.
I'm sure he told you that so you could tell your friends at school.
Yeah. I probably could have died. You never know.
You never know. Because you could have been. You could have fell down and then tumbled down the hill and fallen into.
It's a vague phrase, though. You can die whenever. You could die now of like a heart attack or something. I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
I think the risk is severely escalated when you're dangling off a chairlift.
I guess so.
And one person's holding on to you. Don't eat your Easter egg.
I guess so.
I realised, as a anything to say, and I want the sweet sugar coating to kind of make me feel better, but I'll save it for the break.
You had any near death? Oh, yeah, save it for the break. He's so professional. He put the mini egg out of his mouth and back into the packet. He's like, you know what, I'm going to save it.
You can see the saliva glistening off the light of the egg, but I'm keeping it there.
Have you had any near-death experiences?
Not on snow. Like
doesn't matter. We can do snow.
I was in New Orleans about 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years back?
When
you're telling a story like that, you're going to go like 2 years back. I was in the lanes.
It was I'd taken a year out, and a friend of mine had a car in America, so we went driving for a month.
Yeah, we just hit the road, man. It was just me, the boys, and the road, bro.
Horatio, your words, not mine. But yes, and that was we got into a car crash there, which was quite.
Jesus, wait, give us more of a context of the trip.
So basically, we're like we're just in a hostel there, and some people want to go out, like see some jazz in the hostel. We're like, yo, we got a car, we can drive you there.
Yo, man.
And
cool.
It's quite late. We're not under any substances or anything, but we go out and we're just a bit reckless driving, and I'm given the coordinates and whatnot.
Always dangerous.
And Jake the driver's driving about.
Jake the driver.
And I give him a wrong turn at one point, and he kind of gets annoyed and whatever. And then we argue, and the people in the back are finding it funny. So we follow our natural comedic instincts.
Yeah, sure.
And we're like,
so you're doing a bit. You're doing a bit. So it's like this show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like this show if Andrew's driving instead of doing the controls. It's just like that'd be an interesting podcast.
But on a side note, don't try and outwork me. But anyway, we were kind of doing our little bit in our shtick, and it was getting higher and higher. And we were going quite fast down this road. And as we were doing the shtick, he wasn't looking at the road, he was just looking at me. And I was
He's doing a bit, man. Yeah, he's deep in a bit.
He knows how to commit to the bit. And anyway, and then at one point, I see that there's this red light, and he has not clocked it at all. Yeah. And we're only about 3 meters away from it, and he's looking at me, and basically I shout, and before we know it, this car is coming in, and we just kind of like
You hit it?
Yeah.
Well, wow.
We passed the red light on like a.
Is this nighttime?
Yeah, it's like 10, 11 p.m.
Jeez.
And like the whole car, the front. I mean, we're fine. I mean, I'm not physically. I mean, I'm like I've got like minor whiplash stuff, but I'm not like I haven't got a broken arm or anything. Yeah. But the whole front of the car just takes everything and it's just kind of crushed. Wow. And I was like, wow, what if it hit it like side on and it went straight to the passenger's door?
Sorry.
We were. Yeah, no, he was like, we were just a couple meters from him being completely destroyed by this car. That was like a near. Yeah, and that was pretty. I was. Is shook the word? Yeah, I was shook.
Yeah, definitely.
I was shaken.
Definitely.
Stirred. My innards were stirred for a while. I didn't want to drive for a while after that. So that was scary.
Comedy can kill and cause stirred.
Yeah.
That's great. But I love it if after the crash you guys are carrying on the bit. Just still going straight at it, hammer and tong.
Well, we were, but there was no comedy there. It was just kind of genuine anxiety.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I don't know about that.
Oh, we were near death. Not that I can remember. I was trying to think, because I like to think that I have, but it might be one of those things where I like to. Whether it's true, I mean, I've definitely thought about a lot of situations where I've been near death. Yeah, I've just survived. Yeah, like, I've been in a lot of those in my head, so I'm trying to work out what's real and what's fake.
What's fake?
So I'll come back to you on that one.
Yes.
Me and Andrew, we were talking earlier about when you go saved your life when you push face on a push, like off a cliff or in front of a rail.
Yes.
Has it ever happened? Like, honestly, think about it. Yeah. Has it ever happened? Because just think, like, is that not the worst thing to do for such a bad joke? Killing, like,
I think it's happened.
To be comfortable enough to do that with someone, they have to be a close friend.
Yes.
So you just, like, you're standing on the ground.
There's without a doubt been some sort of injury.
Saved your life!
I've killed him.
That would be the funniest thing in the world! Oh my god!
I think it's happened, but I don't think it's ever been recorded, because when the friend goes to the police, you'll just be like, no, he was feeling suicidal. He just fell off that cliff.
You're not...
I'm trying to talk him out of it. But yeah, so it's never been recorded. Undoubtedly it's happened.
I agree.
Undoubtedly it's happened. Yeah.
How could you live with yourself?
No, you couldn't.
Say to
I've killed him.
Yeah.
I've killed him.
He's dead. I love it if there's just two of them out there. He's just like, because the silent, that must be the most silent thing.
Yeah.
Save your life! It's the excitement and the joy of the first joke paired with the utter I cannot think of many things worse than just killing a friend with an awful joke like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Save lives responsibly.
And imagine being that friend. Like you. There's nothing been that bad up till this point. You've almost thought that your friend is a bit too wholesome. And you want him to be out of his shell. And he thinks, you know what? I'm I want to be like this guy. I want him to like me more.
Take some risks.
Get out of my shell.
Say like, and I imagine just seeing your friend push you off and you're just falling down like, oh my
He's
God.
killed me.
He's just killed me. Just midway,
I'm falling to my...
I'm falling to my death.
This is it.
And on that bloody note, should we go into a song?
Yeah, I'm gonna have an
I can contemplate, but still I won't remember.
We need to kind of work out how what's best to come back in because we used to be quite good at it when we just go straight because it's good with like a message or something, but now we just kind of go. Tom,
That's me.
We just briefly discussed your trip to America, and I started plucking your brains during.
Why was that?
Why was it? Friend of mine was going to uni in America. I took a year out, loads of money from a job.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag. A little bit of money from a job.
a little bit of bunts on the side.
Yeah, a little bit of bunts on the side. And a little bit of moolah. And I wanted to get rid of it. And he invited me out there. He was like, I'm going on this big trip. You want to come? And I said, sure, I'll go for 3-4 weeks.
When was this?
July 2016.
Okay, that's a good year. Good year.
Yeah.
No, because
Happy times.
this, you said you had a run-in with the Insane Clown Posse. Do you know who the Insane Clown Posse
not
are?
them, but they run a festival.
Oh my
called the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Can you explain what the Insane Clown Posse and everything is?
So the Insane Clown Posse are like a horrorcore band that were formed, I think, like 25 years ago, and they've had like beef with Eminem and stuff. They're from Detroit. like they have this huge, weird cult following called Juggalos.
It's like a very white, conservative...
Yeah, kind of like, I guess, like quite lower class white background. On average, I mean, you get everyone there, but there's definitely a lot of that. And I didn't know who these guys are. My friend was like, he's seen some documentaries on the Gathering of the Juggalos. And which is what the thing is called, because loads of documentaries have been made about it. Yeah. And he was like, hey, do you mind just delaying your flight for like 3 days so we can go to this thing? And I was like, yeah, sure. And
it must be fascinating.
I delayed it. And then he showed me like footage from it, and I was like, I shouldn't have delayed my flight. Like, this is not.
It's just mud and.
And there's it's for some reason it's not policed. Like there's like a bridge called the drug bridge where people are selling like heroin and stuff.
Really?
And so the police don't like really touch it
get
so much.
involved with that.
Yeah, and we went there. Like we were the only. I think for the whole time there, we were the only only British people there at all. Everyone else was American.
Did you spend tech camp there?
Yeah, we camped there for 3 days.
What?
Yeah. And we didn't want to use our clothes, so we just bought matching bathrobes from Walmart, and we went and we got so much respect because we were like the British teenagers with matching bathrobes. So everyone just loved us there, and they didn't. I mean, a few people hated us, but on the whole, they loved us.
That's crazy. I didn't, because I've seen documentaries about
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole gathering.
It doesn't end there, man.
Like honestly, if you're listening to this, look up Insane
Gathering
Clown
of the
Posse.
Juggalos or Insane Clown Posse.
Just look at it. It's crazy.
By the way, so their music isn't the most technically adept, but they know how to put on a show. Like
really?
It's insane.
Really?
It's the most amazing show.
Really? Well, how do you mean?
Like they're obsessed with this drink called Faygo, which is like a knockoff. Which is like a knockoff, like Pepsi, like Coca-Cola drink. And they have like the drink is literally hundreds of flavors. There's like cherry and lime. There's like orange.
But it's like a kid's drink. I don't know what.
There's just so many of these soda flavors, but like they bring out liters and they throw them at people, and like it's very violent as well. I got hit in the head a lot, like just watching shows and.
So is it a music festival?
Yeah, like
so
they get some.
Who do they get
musicians.
in? Like,
The opener was this. It was a rapper called Tech Nine. I don't know if you know him. He's big in America. I don't think he's huge in the UK. They, I think Vanilla Ice has played the festival before. They get comedians in as well. They got Gilbert Gottfried in like a few years ago. Yeah, I know.
Really?
It's a really weird place, but
obviously Gilbert Gottfried, when he's going there, he must be completely aware of it's like not a cool place to be.
Well, it is and it isn't, because it's got huge cult status.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not part of the mainstream of. I don't know. Anyway,
you were there for 3 days just with one friend.
Yeah. We just
Did
kind
you have a good time?
Yeah. There's a lot of things I can't say happened. There's one thing that did happen, which is kind of cool, just because
Wholesome show.
Yeah, this is a wholesome show. But anyway, one thing I can describe was there was this guy called Mike Busey, and he would bring like literally.
I already like him.
Yeah,
Mike Busey's an incredible name. This guy, Mike Busey, you're in for a good one.
He'd wear like a leather jacket and nothing underneath. You see his fat belly like protruding, and he had like a fire mohawk, like it was like red on top and yellow.
I love
roots.
Mike Busey,
and he was always wearing sunglasses, and he always looked kind of like really annoyed.
Yeah.
And every year he brings like a truckload of strippers to the festival, and
literally in a truck. truck.
Basically, yeah.
Wait, who is this? It's just a dude.
Just a dude called Mike
guy that you
Busey.
met.
So he's not a musician or a...
No.
Just a guy.
He's
Just a man.
dude who brings strippers to the festival for money because they make a load of money out of it.
God.
Because it's a very male-oriented festival.
Yeah.
So it's guys getting messed
Is
up
he part
on...
of the Insane Clown Posse?
No,
How
no,
big
no,
is
he's
the
just a
Insane
dude.
Clown
No,
Posse?
the Insane Clown Posse is two people.
It's a hip-hop duo.
It's
It's not
Violent
really a
J and
posse.
Shaggy
Hip-hop
2,
duo.
though. Yeah, that's who it is. Yeah. Dude, Google them. They're fascinating.
crazy.
I've got some
So
of their stuff
they're
on
a
my...
hip-hop duo?
Yeah, well, horrorcore
dress as
hip-hop, yeah.
clowns?
Yes, they do. They dress as clowns.
Insane clowns.
And they rap about, like...
Is two people a posse? I'd argue not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
I'm
think
not
they're
too
interested
worried.
in that sort of semantic. If you
Maybe they're doing it on purpose.
Well, the
to
history of the
stir
word
things
posse,
up.
isn't that from the medieval ages? Because you go around your posse on a hue and cry.
You should
Yes, you would. Anyway, carry on.
YouTube. There's a great interview with Bill O'Reilly and the Insane Clown Posse because they're two opposites of the American
Right,
spectrum.
of the American
Yeah.
right.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Wait, is there an
But,
interview?
Yeah, he's interviewing them and he's
my
like,
God.
"Do you think the message you're doing is
But they're
conducive
both
to young-"
quite conservative in a weird way.
Well, I wouldn't say the Insane Clown Posse are.
No, because they have a very conservative family. Like that's a Trump land.
So a lot of
There's a Trump voting-
a lot of the people that go the fan base, I think, probably did vote Trump. So it's a really complicated issue. But the actual members of the band, the Insane Clown Posse, I think they hate Trump, and I think they hate.
Oh, really?
No, they do hate Trump. I
Oh, they
think.
do?
Because
Oh.
in September, because I follow their. I'm friends with Juggalos in America now, who tag me and stuff, and like so the Juggalos organized a march on Washington D.C.
No
in
way.
September.
That's
You can
cool.
YouTube it. So they're against all sort of establishment.
Yeah,
They're against
yeah.
Hillary and they're against Trump. Obviously, a lot of their people voted for Trump. I mean, that's a side note.
Yeah.
But so there's loads of things that happen I could tell you about. I'll just mention two brief
Let's
things.
go on the Busey story.
So a beauty story comes second. The first thing was weird is like on the first day we wake up and we're just going to see stuff. It's like noon, which is a very
Yeah.
wholesome time of day, and it's
It
very
is.
hot.
There's nothing
And
wrong
there's
with
this
that.
radio show. I forgot what it's called, but they're like it's like this, but in a tent, and like people are coming in and they're doing things to promote themselves. And there's a guy who's got black triangles on his eyes that are they're tattooed.
Yeah.
You know how like clowns have like red triangles.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
black, and he's huge.
He's committed.
And there's a sign-up sheet to fist fight him. and he's huge. And people who are never going to win are signing up and getting for. I got to be
properly.
careful.
No,
With,
don't worry.
they're getting the S kicked out of them. Like
Okay.
they're breaking their nose. And at one point, he gets someone in an arm lock, and the crowd just goes. Break his up! Break his up! And it's not even lunchtime, and it's like, so I'll tell you.
Break his arm. That's an amazing
I know.
chant. I was like, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
What would happen? He breaks his arm, and everyone would be like, hey!
And then the ambulance would be called.
Yeah,
yeah,
the
but
agonising
they do have ambulance
screams,
there.
the crunch of the bones.
So yeah, there's people are just off their face on drugs all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
What
and
kind of drugs are we talking?
So there's like they have this thing
Or should we
called.
not?
Not, yeah.
Let's-
I don't think
We're
so.
not talking
No.
about drugs.
No. I'll tell you. But the point is, there are people that, like they go there to get absolutely
Meloned.
trashed
Yeah.
on everything they can find. And it's kind of I think I didn't really do that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. But it must be
the-
fascinating
Yeah.
seeing people just out of their mind.
Yeah, it was.
For 3 days.
Yeah. I'll tell you about what I did on another time. But anyway, the Mike Busey story is because we were dressed in matching bathrobes. so at one point, my friend and I are, to put it mildly, we're not in the right state of mind.
Oh, yeah.
And we see these women who are unusually attractive, literally like Noah's Ark, walking side by side in pairs. Behind
Unusually
this-
attractive for the festival.
it's like 90% men. It's like 90% men at the
Okay,
festival.
okay.
And there's just like 12 women side by side, all topless or whatever. And we're like, what the hell is going on? And we just like formed, it was two of us. We're wearing matching bathrobes, so we just walked right behind them. And they're going.
It must have looked hilarious.
but
Just two teenagers.
we kind of
in
looked,
bathrobes.
but we looked like we belonged because we got bathrobes and they're matching and we're walking in pairs. Like it's literally Noah's Ark. And we're like, okay, we're gonna get stopped. We'll just be polite when the security guy doesn't let us backstage. Like we'll just get stopped. The guy just like hustles us through. So we just go on. And then there's these people, there's these women, and they're like, and I'm out of my mind, by the way. Just I'm not in the right state of mind for whatever reason. And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, we're backstage. She's like, calm down, just calm down. I'm like, okay, this is amazing. And then one of the like ladies comes up to us. She's wearing nothing other than like knickers, and she's got her huge whatever out. Okay, like it's right there for the seeing, and she's like, "Oh my God, what are you guys doing?" And
just like it's nothing.
we both look at each other, and in school, one of the things we did kind of as a joke, but really quite seriously, is we did like a freestyle rap show when we were in our last year of school.
Okay.
And we looked at each other and we were like, oh yeah, we're just freestyle rappers from the UK. And, you know, this is America where they're maybe a little bit more gullible than the UK. So she's like fawning. She's like, oh my God. That is, she's like, puts my hand on my shoulder. She's like, that's so cool. You guys are, she's like, are you going to perform? And we're like, oh, we'll see. And there's a really techie looking guy with like a mic piece next to his, like headphones and a mic piece. And we're like, should we go ask him to perform? And he's like, yeah, he's not going to say yes. So like, he's clearly knows what's going on. Let's just say we'll see if we're performing, but let's just hang out backstage. So, and then she's like, oh, my friend Stacy would love you. And she goes and she grabs her other like,
it's beautiful.
They're not wearing anything, which is making me feel very weird. But like, and they just grab, and they're like just talking to us. And then there's this photographer from Vice, who's like out of his mind as well. And he's like,
but do you think there's photos of you?
Well, he's like, yo, what are you guys? And we're like, yeah, we're British freestyle rappers. He's like, rock on, man. That's so cool. And I'm like, yeah, no, it is amazing. And Mike, and then she does a big mistake. She introduces us to Mike Busey. Ooh. And she's like, you got to meet my boss, Mike. He'll love you guys. And he looks, and he...
Boss? So he's selling these strippers. He's pimping them out.
Kind of, yeah. It's a bit dodgy. And I'll get to that in a minute. I don't want us to drag on, but anyway.
Don't worry, that's good. This is
So she brings us over. She's like, Mike, you got to meet these two guys. They're freestyle rappers from the UK. And he knows, because he's a business guy. He's helping running the shows.
Yeah.
He knows it's complete BS. He knows we're not. But
just teenagers in bathrooms.
He's like, how?
Yeah, we're freestyle rappers.
In his mind, he's like, how the hell did these idiots get backstage? Yeah. But he's just very calm and he's just not interested.
Yeah.
He's like, nice to meet you. Okay, and he shakes our hands or whatever. And so that happens. So we get talking to them more, and then we talk to them more about like the industry. We're like, so how are you like we and then
the stripper industry.
Yeah, and they're just like. You know, a lot of them are just really bummed out, like, to do what they're doing. Like,
really?
When you see them on stage, obviously, like, they're looking like they have an amazing time. I know it's not.
What you mean? The persona they put on stage from their strippers isn't what they're really like.
I know that it's the kind of what it came across as what I was going to say. But the point, some of them did really like it, but some of them were telling us like they just can't wait to like
get enough money,
find something else.
Yeah.
So we saw some crazy stuff. They invited us to a backstage party afterwards later that evening. Unfortunately, we went.
What did Busey say when?
So the thing is, that's the problem. So we went to the back, but then Busey he was like, no, you guys, if you haven't got your passes, you're out.
Yeah.
Which was a shame. So we only got to stay like backstage for a bit for an hour. We got to like see him like run their wet t-shirt competition backstage and all that, which is kind of surreal.
Crazy.
Wow.
But yeah,
so
and she was really nice.
That's absurd.
And one just side note about one of the things we saw is they bring like also caricatural male characters on tour for a spectacle. So there's a guy, I think he's a meme. He's like this big black guy he's got the fattest belly you've ever seen. There's like a meme of people like grinding on his belly.
Oh, I've seen him, yeah.
So I met him. He was at
You met him? What? No!
He was with the Mike Busey girls.
Have you seen this?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you know that. I don't know what his name is. Yeah, he was
such
there.
a big belly.
Yes. It's like it's funny because
she's grinding on him and it doesn't because his
you
belly
can't
like
see anything.
overhangs so much.
It is. Yeah,
So it's all belly.
It's all belly. There's
and that's how he makes his money. And so there was that, and then there was also a midget who looks like he was so frail. It looks like he had was gonna. Sorry, little person. You're right.
Minus 5 what points?
No, you're right. You're all right. And basically, this genuinely happened on stage. As one of the strippers just because the crowd chanted enough, pulled down his pants and then proceeded to perform.
You gay? All right.
Yeah. So in front of like the entire stage.
It's amazing what a chant can do to you.
Just that tribal, it really ignites a tribal kind of. Okay, I'll do it. This is fine. Oh my god, what have I done?
And then when it happens, the person who did it and all the people who chanted are actually happy about what just occurred.
The most debaucherous weekend I've borne witness to.
That is incredible.
Yeah,
what
it's a lot of fun. And then the next flight, I came home and my parents don't know who they are. They're like, how's your trip? Yeah, that's good, Dad.
Yeah, all right, Stephen, man.
Yeah.
Wholesome Steve.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to digest it. That was incredible. That's one of the longest and greatest anecdotes you've had on this show.
Yeah, it's up there.
And by this show, I mean Gary and Stephen's Wholesome Boys, which is only one.
And the only anecdote.
And the worst.
And the worst. I don't. I can't, because we've got some other stuff, but that was such a an excellent anecdote. I feel, how would we fare in World War II?
Isn't really going to hit.
It's going to have the same kick.
But we've got no other.
We got no other plan.
Let's just move on.
Let's go straight in. How
would we fare in World War II?
No, I feel like we still haven't properly asked enough questions about Tom. Have we done everything now? Because there's
some other stuff that happened.
It was such an incredible anecdote.
Yeah, well, we haven't got that much time.
Yeah,
We've got about
exactly.
2 minutes.
Should we just do how would we fare in World War II, or should we delve into?
Is there something else you had?
There's a small thing.
Let's go for a little.
So it's not as big. I was just so we were making friends with people there. Like, people were so nice, and especially they're like, "Oh my God, you guys came from the UK just to see this?"
Yeah.
And we just were like, "Yeah." Obviously, that was not the answer.
Yeah,
but the answer is yes. And then everyone's your best friend and is offering you everything they have.
Because they respect your commitment to the clown posse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're really nice guys, by the way. They are genuinely very nice people. But just quickly, there was a lot of nudity, male and female. They had are you allowed to say the word? Are you allowed to say the word for, where poo comes out? Whatever that, the scientific word.
To be honest, I don't think you need to say it now. We all know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You're not.
You're tush.
They would be like, no, but okay, so that very specific, that there would be, for some reason, people would ask to see your tush hole all the time, and you would see people, like 50-year-old men, just like put their cheeks down and spread it out.
Really?
Oh my God,
you would see this.
It's so horrible.
I know. You'd see this once every 3 minutes.
Really?
Just walking about, and so there's a lot of male.
Someone would just ask another person.
Yeah, it would be show me your whatever, and then someone would go, all right, and then and it was like an open invitation.
All right.
Yes, it was an open invitation for anyone in earshot to do it, and like there was so much. There was a woman who had across her shirt like bite me like on her breasts, and people would just go up and like just bite her and like.
Really?
Yeah, and she was quite old as well. She was like 55. Anyway, so there's a lot of male and female nudity,
man.
and so
Very
quickly we got very desensitized to any sort of nudity.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out with this group of people, and there was this girl who would always hang out naked, basically.
Yeah.
And after the first hour, it's like just, I know in Britain we're a bit more prude, but it was like nothing. It was totally normal. I was like, okay, I guess she's just someone who always hangs out naked. And then months later, I found out that just through trolling Instagram, by the way, I was looking at photos there, that she was like she's a porn star. Like she's like she's got like loads of stuff on like porn channels. Yeah,
she's quite big.
Yeah, she's younger than me though, and at the time she was like barely 18.
All right, true.
And so I hung out for 2-3 days with a porn star, but I didn't know it was.
Wait,
porn
what do you
star.
mean you hung out?
We just like chatted and hung out, and I was her friends like were like, hey, you guys from the UK should hang out with us, and we just hung out for like 3 days. And
Are they all porn stars?
No. Just her. She and her friend was like trying to make it in WWE and stuff.
Oh,
so,
who isn't trying to make it?
That is so.
Yes.
I have so many questions I can't even process right now because it's such an it's such an interesting side of America. This kind of
dude. If you ever go. It's so amazing.
It's fascinating.
It's genuinely amazing. It was the 3 weirdest days of my life.
It must be so.
I'm so grateful for my friend
absurd.
Jake for being like, we should do this, because if it was me on my own, I'm not sure I would have. But he was like, no, we have to. So no, it was great. It was fantastic.
Horatio.
Yes, true.
Can you just get down?
What do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's the end of the show. We've got some radio to do.
What do you mean?
I mean that you cannot do radio from up there.
From up where? What are you talking about?
Horatio, stop pretending you're not up a tree.
You're
in a tree.
You're in the tree I'm sitting in right now.
The tree you're sitting in right now, you need to get down from it so we can finish the show.
I don't think I need to get down. I think I can stay up here.
How long are you going to stay up there for? You can't live your life up this tree.
I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
There has been too many times.
Okay, I can't get out of the tree. I don't know how to get out of the tree.
Why don't you know?
I'm stuck in the tree. I don't know.
How did you get out of the tree?
I don't know.
Which way? Retrace the path.
I can't.
You see that small branch
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Put your foot.
I don't remember. I'm stuck. I'm embarrassed.
Look.
I'm embarrassed.
Look,
I'm stuck in the tree.
Put your foot there. Okay, stand up.
Okay.
Right, square out your shoulders.
Yeah.
All right. And just shake your body, right?
Yeah.
And eventually you'll get down to the ground.